Here to present the award for Small Charity of the Year, please welcome Chris Carver, the COO, and Jedidiah Jenkins, the Director of Ideology of Invisible Children.
Can you believe thousands of people actually stayed quiet for 25 hours?
I know. I was in New York City for that event, and hundreds of kids came to Brooklyn, and to be in a room of hundreds of kids, young people, high school kids, middle school kids, completely silent, was exactly the face of the commitment of the young generation to changing the world and what's to come. And I'm telling you, one of the things that you might have noticed from that video is that one of the things Invisible Children really prioritizes is making our events and our campaigns fun, because child soldiers and a 26-year-long war is depressing, it's a bummer, it's heavy, especially for a 15-year-old kid. And so what we want them to understand is that we're not helping the concept of an African child. These are our friends, and our friends laugh, and they're so fun, and they get our jokes, and they love Lady Gaga just like I do, and they're incredible. And so we do this together, and when you put your vitality behind it and your joy, that's when you get huge numbers of people out there ready to do anything for their friends.
It's amazing.
It's our job.
But our reality is that there is an attack every 21 hours in the Congo by the Lord's Resistance Army on innocent civilians and communities. And the harsher reality is that 4 out of 5 of those attacks go unreported by local media, unreported by international media. But the scariest aspect of that whole thing is it actually goes unreported by communities only a few kilometers away. So what 25 allowed us to finally do is actually to go into those communities that were the hardest hit and actually build FM radio towers. And these are basically like military-grade walkie-talkies, if you will. And it actually connects these communities as an early warning radio network. So really powerful, because if you can imagine, in some of the most remote places in the world, in Central African Republic, the Congo, South Sudan, they don't have cell coverage. I mean, we remember what happened for 6 hours.
They don't have roads.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So this was actually a game changer for us and for those communities. And the second thing that 25 allowed us to do, and we're all really excited about it over the next few weeks, is to build the first public tool that we're launching next week that actually brings this war home. It brings it back to San Diego, and we're actually launching a website that takes those atrocities, those killings, those attacks, those kidnappings, and actually will post it in near real time. That website will be lracrisistracker.com. And you'll also be able to get those Twitter updates at crisistracker.com. So it's important that you all take a look at it, you share it, you interact with it. But if we can actually take this and build awareness around it, it will be something that humanitarians and policymakers can finally use to no longer make this war invisible.
And so if you understand the ideology, which is my job, the ideology behind that is that we kept for years trying to get the international media to care about these children in the most marginalized and invisible communities in the world, to be reported that when a kid goes missing in a suburb of America, it is the only thing we can talk about on the news. But when 75,000 kids in Central Africa have been abducted over 25 years, it's rarely talked about. And so we were like, well, we're tired of waiting for somebody to publish this. We're going to build the towers, and no one's out there but us, and we're going to report on it. We're going to bring it to the forefront of the world, and we're going to make people see what's actually going on and galvanize support, raise money through Stay Classy, and do it ourselves. And that's... Thank you. And what that means, it's a thing we talk about all over our office, which is called proving the universal through the specific. So if you have a huge problem like humanitarian or injustice, human rights injustice against children, that is huge, and that is writ large across the entire planet. But what we found is a cause near and dear to our heart, which is the LRA-affected communities. They are our friends, and we focus on that issue specifically. And if we prove through our commitment, friendship, and love to those people that they are worthy of our hardest work, all of our resources, and all of our friends, then we prove something bigger about the human race, that we're in this together. And so, thanks, I'm fired up. And so, we're both really privileged to be here to present the award for Small Charity of the Year, because that's exactly what these small charities do. They focus on a specific issue, a local, intimate issue to their own lives, to their community. And they're proving something deeper through that commitment. And it's just a real honor to present these nominees, so here they are.
The finalists for Small Charity of the Year are Hug It Forward for constructing schools from recycled bottles. Kids Caring for Kids for inspiring children to support people in need. Kids for Peace for fostering peace through cross-cultural experience. Kids Helping Kids Fix Broken Hearts for providing funds for children in need of heart surgery. Kids in Danger for their fight against unsafe children's products. Little Dresses for Africa for providing clothing for children in Africa. Long Way Home for using recycled materials to build schools in Guatemala. Lost and Missing for helping families locate missing loved ones. The Healing Hands Foundation for providing life-altering surgeries to children in need. And the Hugs Project, sending care packages to soldiers in Afghanistan.
And the classy goes to Long Way Home Incorporated.
Okay, so this is a quote from one of our favorite Argentinian doctors. And it must be said quite sincerely that in a true revolution to which everything material is given, from which no material returns are expected, the task of the revolutionary vanguard is both magnificent and anxious. In these conditions, a great sense of humanity is needed, a sense of justice and truth if we are not to fall in a trap of extreme dogmatism, of cold scholasticism, or isolation from the masses. Every day we have to fight so that a love for humanity can be transformed into concrete deeds, into acts that set an example that mobilize.
Thank you, Stay Classy, for giving us the platform to reach out and mobilize more people. And thank you to everyone in this room for allowing your love for humanity to be transferred into real concrete deeds that affect change in the lives of people all over the world. Because only through the visibility of these acts will more people get involved. Long Way Home's mission is to break the cycle of poverty. And while all of our missions here may differ, we all have the same goal, to help. And because of the hard work and dedication of our organizations, more people will be mobilized so we have the chance to help those who need it most. Anywhere there's trash, dirt, and a need, Long Way Home is ready.
Hasta siempre.
Thank you.